pour m'chita avec ou pour m'bo toute explication pour capable faire choix qui pi bon pour moun qui gen Medicare là. Tant pris, relez-moi 754 214 23 45. Zamion pour tout temps, Ernst Louis Jacques.
Ernst Louis Jacques, son agent assurance licencié dans l'État Floride. Relil 754 214 23 45. C'est 754 214 23 45.
The following is an independently produced program. The views expressed within are not those of WSRF 1580 AM, their staff, or management, but are strictly those of the hosts, guests, and callers.
I feel good. Tous les dimanches entre 6h et 7h PM, écoutez 360 degrés Média, une émission socio-politico-économique présentée sur WSRF 1580 AM 99.5 FM. 360 degrés Média, un espace de débat. 360 degrés Média, un espace éducatif et d'échange entre vous et moi dans le respect l'un pour l'autre. En voiture, à la maison, au travail, 360 degrés Média, il n'y a pas mieux que ça. Présenté et préparé par Maître Markinson Gentil. I knew that I wouldn't. Wap tande 360 degrés Média.
Good afternoon. Welcome on today's edition on 360 Degree Media. It's Mother's Day. It's Asian Mother's Day for those of us that celebrate Mother's Day on the last, I would say, weekend of May. The month of May was a month full of celebration. It was Jewish Heritage Month. It was Caribbean Indian Heritage. It was also Asian Heritage Month. There were two Mother's Day, the one on the 14th, which is the general American and some other Latin American countries celebration of Mother's Day. We know mothers are great. Without mothers, humanity will then be able to exist and to continue and to prosper. So therefore, we gladly celebrate Haitian all mothers around the world. But today it's something special. It's Haitian Mother's Day. It is also a privilege for me to be here in the studio because we have some wonderful guests. Most of the time we talk about economy, we talk about politics, we talk about social. But today we will put our show, the focus on health. But before we continue, let's take a quick commercial break with the City of North Miami, and we'll be with you shortly. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cynthia, and here's my friend Jennifer and Ken. We'd like to welcome you to our beautiful hometown, the City of North Miami.
If I had to describe the city of North Miami, I would describe it as a hidden gem. That's definitely what I would call it. Right near us here, we have Pepper Park, beautiful courts. They actually just redid them.
And the community will rise on the largest remaining parcel of undeveloped land in North Miami, east of Biscayne Boulevard.
This dealership, Lexus of North Miami, has been here for 6 years now. This is the largest, best equipped Lexus dealership anywhere in the world. North Miami is a city on the move. We are part of a city that actively encourages new business and makes it easy for these businesses to establish themselves in the city and to do business in North Miami. Being in this area has now enabled us to vastly expand our business. We've gone from selling 100 cars a month at our previous location to 600 or 700 cars a month here. This is a wonderful business environment. We are geographically situated at the north end of the county, in between Aventura, Bal Harbor, Surfside, Sunny Isles. The area is centrally located. It's a fabulous location. We're right on Biscayne Boulevard, and the area around us is growing at a rapid pace. I also am a member of the local Chamber of Commerce, and I see new businesses moving into the area all the time. The mayor's office, the county commission, the city commission are all very pro-business and very proactive, and everyone here in the city stands ready, willing, and to help new businesses get established in the area. So this is a growing area. There's great access to retail. There's a new Whole Foods in the neighborhood, And I would recommend this area highly to anyone looking to relocate in South Florida.
From our city to you, welcome, and see you soon.
Wap tande 360 degrés média.
Yes, we are back, nous retournons et puis nous connaissons que nous parlons anglais ensemble avec créole. C'est un plaisir pour que nous puissions retourner dans 360 degrés média, un show, une édition spéciale pour de multiples raisons. Premièrement parce que nous avons des invités de marque, d'honneur qui pourront discuter un sujet assez intéressant. Mais avant tout, on a dit que c'est fête des mères à l'haïtienne. Et dans le cadre de fête des mères à l'haïtienne, ça, on a dit à toute maman haïtienne, principalement maman, madame, moi, toutes amis que nous avons dans la communauté, en Rose Coriolan et autres, on a dit bonne fête des mères à l'haïtienne. Alors, pendant que nous pourrons faire présentation invité et sujet que nous gagnons aujourd'hui, c'est son sujet qui est centré sur importance qui gagne un film documentaire parce que te gagne dans ville notre Miami qui était sponsorisé par vice-magistrat Marie-Estimée Yervin avec de ville notre Miami avec un commissionnaire Melissa Dunn qui dans ville Lauderhill. Eh bien yo te mette tête ensemble avec e-consultant and Amplified Community Resources. Et à travers un film documentaire ça, eh bien, yo te a gardé comment pour capable informer, j'ai l'impression comme non. I'm okay. OK. Pour que capable garder comment pour que capable faire un plaidoyer pour question mentale, c'est-à-dire problème mental qui gagne dans la communauté qui tabou qui gagne dans ce sens. Without further ado, I will say welcome to 360 Degree Media. It is such a pleasure to have you here. You were not expected, Commissioner Melissa Dunn. However, you here, you are welcome. You always welcome on 1580 AM on 360 Degree Media. I would like to say to welcome you and present yourself, for about 1 minute after we go to the other guests.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. I am Commissioner Melissa P. Dunn from the City of Lauderhill, and I'm also the CEO of MD Marketing Network, and I am honored to work with RER Consulting and Amplified Community Resource to help them to spread their message of wellness to the community.
Thank you. We also have live with us Ms. Ebony Peoples from Amplified Community Resources. Amplified is Miss Ebony, okay? We'll go by the youngest first then. Miss Valerie Crawford. You are Miss Valerie Crawford.
I am.
So it is, sorry about that. I guess, the name gets switched somehow. We do apologize about that. So we have you, Miss Valerie Crawford, live on studio, and you are from Amplify Community Resources. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
My name is Valerie Crawford, and I serve as the consultant from Havajo Global Consultant. And really, it's not about the name, it's about the work. And we're all here to do great community work for what we do. Amplify Community Resources is a 501c3, and its main mission is just to create what we would call community wellness. And it is a partner with RER, which we will let Ebony Peoples speak about. And what we seek to do is to really work with government agencies and nonprofits and community-based organizations to create what we would call a holistic view of community wellness within South Florida and throughout our communities.
Thank you. And we have now Miss Ebony Peoples from RER Consulting. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Again, my name is Ebony Peoples, and I am a program manager for RER Consulting. We are a firm that works with building communities. We serve with government agencies and nonprofit organizations just to build stronger communities. And what's the highlight of our organization is that we work with culturally linguistic programming and making sure that all populations are getting the resources that they need.
Wow, wonderful. All the women and ladies in the room, they are great speakers, and I love that. I don't know if you all have children, but I do know that most likely you have children that you care for. If you happen not to have children, you have nieces, you have niece, you have the neighbor, especially for those of us that came from island countries. We have to watch for our neighbors. And since it's Haitian Mother's Day, because some countries, including Haiti, or I would say specifically Haiti, we celebrate Mother's Day the last Sunday of the month of May. So therefore, you have an extra benefits for being here. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, before we continue, we will take probably our last commercial break, and we'll be with you shortly. Thank you.
Zami auditeur, saison taxe arrivée. Placez tête sous des épaules pour chercher professionnel pour faire taxe. Année ça, sous pas faire taxe dans ENI Advisors, nous pas responsable devant ARS parce que taxe compliqué en pile année ça. Pour tic-crac, ARS a voulu taxe tourner ou bien au charge. L'on choisit ENI Advisors ou choisit pi bon parmi pi bon taxe préparé dans la communauté. C'est des professionnels qui ont plusieurs dizaines d'années depuis à faire taxe. Yo fait taxe individuelle, taxe commerciale et taxe pour business. Depuis ces taxes, il y a bon ça zéro faute. Yo n'a office ça sorti 8h du matin pour 8h du soir et sorti dimanche pour samedi. Yo pas chargé gros l'argent. En plus, si vous avez besoin, yo ka ba yon advance up to $6,000 sur cop tax ou a. Adresse 820 10 125 Street, 9 Miami, Florida 33 161. Téléphone 305 640 80 35. 305 640 80 35. Dans affaires taxes, ENI Advisors, c'est l'équipe pi bon dans la communauté.
Mes amis, machine ou ap conduire ka solide, c'est vrai, mais si ou pas bal soin, la camper bon route avec ou. Et puis ou ap bal côté tout non, Bogota, à la main, nous même dit traite parce qu'on par contre qu'il est la blague. Mes amis, coupez-moi ça sec. Relais car clinique dans 305 757 94 75 ou soit passé dans 77 51 Nord-Ouest 7e avenue. Dans car clinique, yo fait mécanique générale qui donc pas gain problème machine dans kabaou qui pas joindre solution dans car clinique. Relais 305 757 94 75. Apprenez ça. Même si on a besoin de l'eau à manger, machine n'a qu'on besoin de changer l'huile. Et guider-le, c'est un tune-up li besoin. Ou qu'on a cap pour docteur, pas vrai? Alors imagine, li ba qu'on parle, n'a pas avantage. Avec 40 ans d'expérience professionnelle dans la clinique, yo, qu'on langage machine yo bien. Avec bon équipement, haute technologie, y a bon ça sous deux chaises. Relais 305 757 94 75. Est-ce que machine a un bon moteur? Si machine n'a pas un bon moteur?
Mes nouvelles, mes bonnes nouvelles. Moun qui besoin louer, vendre à acheter Kai Florida, choisit M. Jacques-André Lubin. Yo real estate broker associé dans First Class Real Estate. Yo n'a plus gros compagnie real estate dans Florida. First Class gagne un programme First Time Home Buyer. Programme pour même qui tombe dans foreclosure et pour même qui veut investir dans real estate. M. Jacques c'est un realtor compétent, honnête, sérieux, qui a bail communauté en service First Class dans les affaires real estate, immigration, life insurance avec living benefit, health insurance, Medicare et Obamacare. M. Jacques garantit à 100% qu'il a vendu là bien vite pour vous et pour plus cob. Relais M. Jacques Konya même dans 786 718 26 76 786 718 26 76 dans yo badge M. Jacques Apeto na Kayou Evea. Amis auditeurs, tendez, ou même qui malade, cap cherche au clinique sérieux, cap cherche bon docteur, bon spécialiste, pour joindre santé au bac pressé, référence c'est MJD Wellness and Community Center. Yo gen laboratoire pour de faire tout test ou gen besoin, avec pharmacie pour régler les affaires médicaments. Yo fait test, traitement, prévention sida, et yo fait test Covid bien vite. Quel que soit le problème santé ou gen sucre, tension, cholestérol, asthme, et toute autre maladie ou qu'on yo, relais yo pour appointement dans 786 534 38 96 avec ou sans assurance ou mettre relais. Yo recevoir ti monde de 5 ans and up. Meneti Mounio. Adresse 822 North 10 125 Street, Suite 103, North Miami, Florida 33 161. Yo l'ouvre lundi pour vendredi de 9h AM pour 5h PM. Samedi de 10h AM pour 4h PM. Téléphone encore 786 534 38 96. 786 534 38 96. Dans MJD Wellness and Community Center, Zafè santé ou c'est priorité nous.
Wap tande 360 degrés Média.
Yes, we are back, and I know this week we had our Hush. What Hush stands for? Hush documentary. What was it about? Although I was present, but you know, I'm being lazy, so you're younger, so I'm letting you do the I'm letting you do the work instead of me.
So HUSH stands for Help Us Save Us, and it was a documentary about mental health and the stigma behind it in our communities.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Again?
I was not listening, obviously. You saw me. Everybody saw me. With social media right now, you live. People who saw I was busy. Yes.
So HUSH stands for Help Us Save Us, and it was a documentary about the mental health stigma in all of our communities.
Okay.
And we really wanted to focus primarily, Marcuson, on the Haitian community. Amplified Community Resource and RER, we partnered with our wonderful vice mayor in the city of North Miami to bring this powerful documentary to the city. And so it was really with an emphasis on the Haitian community and the experience from a cultural perspective.
OK. Alors, Hush, c'était un documentaire qui était gain pour mission pour que était capable conscientiser mon yo sur issue de santé mentale là, et le fait raison qui fait que tu fait partnership ensemble avec vice magistrat ville North Miami, c'est parce que tu voulais mettre en phase spéciale sous communauté haïtienne. I know you have probably much more to say regarding Hush. Why the Asian community? Why you partnering? What are the research? What are the scientists are saying regarding mental health?
Well, the scientists are saying that it's really is highlighted, and one thing that has come out of the pandemic, which if one good thing has come out of it, it's the highlight and the emphasis now on mental health overall. But what we thought was a good thing to do was to have the intersection of Haitian Heritage Month intersect with what we would call Mental Health Awareness Month, and to bring those two groups together to talk about, in general, mental health as a construct, but also how mental health may be differently viewed in the Haitian community. So I thought the audience was able to get a lot of information about the cultural nuances about what is different in the Haitian community as it looks at mental health, but then in generally and specifically how we're looking at mental health as a construct and how we all need to pay more attention to our mental health.
Should we?
Yes.
Okay. Another important element of what has been done, what would we say? Are there specific cultural factors or practices within the Asian community that can contribute to positive mental well-being? What do you guys think?
Well, I know Ebony is finishing up her MD. She's a clinician there. So Ebony, from your perspective, and listening to what the panelists say yesterday, how would you answer that?
I would say the most important thing that we can take from this is having more Haitian practitioners, right? So if we're coming to the doctor and the doctor doesn't understand what we mean by or what other things, there's going to be a discrepancy in communicating those needs. So from our discussion with our panelists and from the film, we learned collectively that we need to have more cultural competent providers, whether it's how we are diagnosing our patients and how we're communicating with them.
I think that's fair to say that when the public interacted, I see that the documentary went way back from the history of slavery and how that still affect us. So what are the, I will say, what are the perimeters? How does history is the link to our DNA, from since it's happened, 200-300 years ago, probably more? Or is it still a baggage for this generation?
It's absolutely still a baggage because we're not comfortable talking about it. That's why the movie is also named Hush. Shh. We don't talk about what's going on in our minds or in our heart. We don't feel safe to vocalize the issues that we have. So now we're in a time where we're trying to make it more comfortable to have these conversations.
Okay. It's I will say it's the stigma, the taboo, which is in Creole that I'm saying the words, surrounding, the mental health. Like, people sometimes don't want to be associated with craziness because sometimes they think, hey, if I said I'm crazy, or if I'm trying to seek help because I feel I'm crazy, I think, I'm depressed, I may lose job, I may not be able to go to school, I may have to go to special school. Parents are afraid. So from there, what is, from the documentary perspective, what are they trying to accomplish in terms of, is it about let people know that when they feel they're sick, how do you even realize that you're sick, first of all?
Yeah, that's so powerful. And we, what was so interesting about the conversation yesterday, Michelson, is that not only did they show the film, but we had a very amazing psychologist that was a part of the panel that serves, she's of Haitian descent, and she serves a lot of Haitian patients. And it was so interesting hearing her really talk about some of the reasons why, from her perspective, why people are not wanting to go and seek help. It's for part of the reasons that you mentioned, that they'll be judged, right? They'll feel stigmatized. But I think she also mentioned that part of the cultural nuance is this idea that, maybe, you can only go to church, or maybe you don't necessarily need a therapist, or maybe in the case of those folks who may practice African-based religion, that somebody did something to you and that's why, I thought that was really
We call that voodoo sometimes, some type of voodoo.
Correct.
You're not really sick, it's just somebody did that to you.
Somebody did that to you. And I thought that was really interesting how she pointed that out, and to support the point that Ebony made about the importance of having culturally competent therapists, is that if you don't have a therapist that understands the nuances of the culture, they can miss that and understand what the significance of that kind of core belief could have for somebody.
You would like to add something?
I do, and I want to piggyback on what Melissa said. For me, it was eye-opening for me to talk about the nuances of culturalization, because I think all of us from the African diaspora have some type of PTSD in our DNA related to slavery, mental health, and those kinds of things that we don't deal with. But it made me a lot more sensitive and opened my mind up to the whole work that Mr. Roberts, Reuben Roberts, who started both ACR and RER, wanted to do, was to look at what we would call the cultural competencies, but also how we can honor each other in our different cultures around mental health and wellness, to create this, what we would call a community wellness construct. And it really did change me and how I will look at not only my own mental health and wellness, but other people from other diasporas and other cultures. And that, I think that also was paramount throughout the audience, that it was really eye-opening when the therapist did talk about the culturalization. But now I know that it won't only be in Haitian communities, it's in all of our communities. But it should create a level of compassion that we may not have experienced had we not been in the audience on that day to watch Hush.
Absolutely. For those of you that wasn't able to make it there at the documentary that was at the Scott Galvin Center, which was sponsored by Vice Mayor Marie Estime Irvin, and Commissioner, not Anne, I will say also, Commissioner Melissa Dunn from Lauderdale, along with the various organizations that sponsored the event, RE Consultant, along with
Amplified Community
Resources. And beside that, we talk we said the word resources. Before we get to there, let's continue addressing the issue of why people do not talk, why people do not feel comfortable, why. How do you if you live with someone and you feel that person, how do you even identify if the person don't see that for himself? Sometimes, the person may feel that they are depressed and they seek help, but sometimes they can't. They are so, I would say, I'm not licensed practitioner or anything, but I'm imagining that the people could be so sick they don't even realize that they're sick. Especially, it's mental. It's not physical. They don't really feel the pain. Like, you can walk, you can go to work, but you're just acting up. And you could be so bad that it's only other people that in your surrounding, people at work, people at your church, or your family member, or your children, that can evaluate. They don't know if you're sick, but they say it seems that something is not working and they should seek help. What is, from the documentary, what is the advice that has been given, from the panelists to identify those problems, if it's from friend, from coworker, from family members, from neighbor?
From the documentary and from the panel discussion, we learned that it's a misconception about mental health. You do exhibit physical pain. It could be either your stomach or your heart or your arm.
Okay, merci. Sorry.
Mental health does manifest in different ways, and I think that's what we got from the discussion from the film. And something to highlight from everything is that sometimes you just need someone to see you. You may not need to say the words, but you just need to be present in the room and say, I see you. And that step alone can help have those discussions, right? If you don't feel comfortable telling someone you live with, hey, I'm having these thoughts, or hey, I'm hearing these voices, or hey, I'm feeling this way. Just going to see someone, to be in the presence of someone who will be there for you.
It's so interesting, Marcuson. This past Tuesday, the vice mayor gave Ruben Roberts, who is the brains behind both, he's the visionary behind both RER and ACR, she gave a proclamation, right? And then afterwards, he had a chance to talk. And one of the things I heard Ruben say is that I think he gave like 3 things to notice. And ladies, please chime in, because I'm certainly, this is not my thing. But what struck me is he said that, well, your friend, right? And so he used the vice mayor as an example. She's usually very well put together, very, very well presented. And so if one day, for example, she shows up and she looks disheveled, right?
I haven't seen that yet.
Never seen it. But imagine now somebody who is going through some sort of depression, their appearance change, right? And the way how they usually are in their relationship with you, it shifts. And so, the people that you love, if you notice a change, that's a sign. In the way how they show up, the way how they look, the way how they carry themselves, that's definitely a sign. And the other thing that Ruben said that I thought was really interesting was that in the tools that he has as a psychologist to diagnose people, if you look through those tools, every one of us will have something, right? Right? Because stress is a part of our everyday life.
Because I was about to say, if that's the case, sometimes we all happen to have bad days. Starting to diagnose my friends, on a daily basis, because they're off one day. I might end up, figure out that I'm living, with a lot of people that are off. But as he mentioned, it's not a one-time behavior. It's a continuous shifting in the in the personality of the person. Am I correct?
Yes. So let's say you have a cough. What do? You have a cough, you go get medicine, you go see your doctor.
Sometimes I keep coughing, until
Well, that's a whole other conversation about Caribbean men, right? And getting them to go to the doctor.
So let's compare
lemon juice, you know. How do you call it again? Yeah.
Ginger ale.
You got it.
So
I've been told you put ginger on anything, right?
So let's take that same situation. Let's say I've been extremely sad, 3-4 weeks, just sadness. What am I supposed to do? Why can't I treat my mental health the same way I treat any other physical ailment? And I think that's the purpose of the movie. We need to focus on ourselves holistically, not just the runny nose, the cough, the sneezing. We have to look within ourselves as well.
Okay.
And also, I would say be okay with normalizing taking care of your mental health and not seeing it as a stain. And I'll give you a prime example. When my mother transitioned, I immediately went into therapy. And I was with some friends one day, and I said, hey, guys, I got to go. I have a therapy session. And all of them looked at me like, oh, Valerie, what's wrong with you? You all right? I said, yes, I'm just taking care of my mind, just like I went to the gym earlier today. My mother transitioned. I'm just taking care of my mind. And it was in that I saw a shift in them because I didn't say it with any stain. I didn't say it with as if something were wrong with me. I said it as a normal appointment, just like if I were taking care of my body and I said I was going to the gym, nobody would say anything. And when we got back together later, they said to me, Valerie, you made us look at mental health differently because you said it like it was a normal appointment and that everything is well with you. And so sometimes it would also came from the film and in the after talk, we need to normalize people being able to take care of their mental health just like they can take care of their physical health.
I think that's a powerful statement. And for those of you that did not understand because she's speaking English, il dit que yon nan aspect qui est important, c'est que il était ensemble avec après que maman li fin mourir, eh bien, li était ensemble avec quelques amis, puis seulement 10 amis que li pral prendre thérapie. Et puis les amis li étonné, yo saisi parce que yo mandel, hey, ça passe ou est-ce que OK? Il dit non, mais c'est juste même j'aime pral dans gym, même gens ou capable ouais yon docteur est normal soit pour peau, soit pour yeux, soit dans dentiste, c'est bien pourquoi pas pour que ou capable et kebe santé mentale là correct. Eh bien, et il dit que ça a un effet assez positif sur Zanmilio parce que Zanmilio approche ça conscientiser ou faire ou comprendre que yon rendez-vous psychologie ou du moins thérapie son bagage qui tout à fait son rendez-vous qui tout à fait normal que lié même avec tout l'autre rendez-vous médecin soit pour yeux soit pour cœur ou du moins c'est soit dans gym et me pense que ça le dit en li marqué tout et me pense que la font effet spécial sur même tout qui a regardé qui attendait parce que question santé mentale là et c'est pas leur fou seulement pour que ou capable et bien al garder qui côté état santé mentale. I just translated. However, I said it was such a powerful message because we tend to believe that stigma to mental illness or mental well-being because you're not necessarily sick if you go to a psychology or just and then you're taking care of your mental well-being. So I will talk about more of mental well-being because we should not be waiting on the mental illness before we taking care of our mental being. Pretty much, I think, that's what came out of what you said, and I think it's extremely powerful for people to understand. Just like you wake up, you go to gym, because it's not because you're sick. It's not because your blood pressure is high. It's not because you want to jump some weight. It could be that too. However, it's just because it's necessary that keep you healthy or that keep you healthier. So you don't have to wait. From my understanding, from your perspective, Valerie, which is a very powerful one, to go and take care of your mental well-being before you get to the point of mental illness.
Exactly, and that's how I govern my life. And I go in and out of therapy depending on what I need, but not because I'm sick, but to maintain my mental wellness.
Wonderful. And when you use the word maintenance, I remember when I was studying marketing and one of our professors said, hey, why do you think I'm not doing any advertising for some brand, but I will say the name Coca-Cola? Why they keep advertising everywhere around the world? People knows about Coca-Cola. It's about maintaining. It's about keeping up. So therefore, our body, which is one of the most important asset, you as a doctor student, I would say, a med student, you know better than most of us here that that asset, we cannot duplicate it. Okay, I can buy a new phone, new mic, new technology, but you cannot duplicate yourself. So therefore, it is important to maintain it, maintain the entire body. However, the body does not govern itself by itself. We need to use our brain, and from there, we need to take care of our mental well-being. But we talk about the problem. People will say, "Oh my gosh, I probably sick right now, or I need to take care of my mental well-being without being mentally ill." What are the resources available for people that feel that they have the need? And we know we're living in a community, you from, originally from Jamaica, right?
No,
not you.
Yeah, U.S.
Okay.
I'm originally from Jamaica.
Okay. You as well or not?
North Miami Beach.
Not. You're not Miami Beach. You who?
Yes.
Okay, welcome home then. I probably will have you more often because you don't have to take I-95 to be here.
4 minutes away.
Oh my gosh, that's even better. The problem is, in minority communities, people are so desperate trying to make ends meet. They do not have the time to take care of any other issue, and they think it's okay. And sometimes, 2 jobs, single mom. Yeah. There's some single dad out there too. Single dad, dad incarcerated, mom incarcerated, uncle. It's issues everywhere in the family, and they do not have time. They can barely pay the monthly rent, and then now we're talking about mental health or mental well-being, and you're not ill yet. You're just trying to take care of your mental being. How do I do that? I cannot even feed myself. Is there resources available for those people? Is there help out there?
Yes, one of our partners is called Thriving Mind South Florida. They have therapists, counselors, psychologists, anything related to mental health services. They have it all, and they're our partners. And the best way to reach them is at 305.
Let me take the number too.
Okay. 305.
Give me a quick second.
858 333 5. And that's Thriving Mind South Florida. They have a network of behavioral specialists, counselors, psychologists. They specialize in mental health needs.
OK. Alors, dis-nous que, pour me poser la question, me dit, bon, nous avons parlé de santé mentale, de façon pour nous capable conditionner et tête nous de façon à ce que nous pas même vinn malade mental, parce que chaque occasion qui arrive dans la vie et bien cap tourmenter l'esprit, et bien ça ka vinn rive que ou besoin maintenu santé mentale, et bien gain organisation qui gain ressources disponibles pour communauté, et bien c'est Thriving Minds, et bien ou capable relayer dans numéro téléphone 305 848 33 35 305 848 33 35. Is there anyone over there that speaks Creole?
Yes.
Okay, you can say we.
We.
Yeah, Thriving Minds, eh bien, qui situé, is it a local organization? Do you have a location for them?
They have offices all over South Florida.
OK. Eh bien, ils disent que Thriving Mind qui dans toute sud Floride là, eh bien, yo gen ressources qui disponibles pour nous-mêmes, eh bien nous capable relé yo dans 305 sous ta gon famille, yon ami, yon collègue, eh bien, ou pensez que li capable gen besoin et aide mentale pour que le capable garder comment tête là, eh bien, nous capable relé dans 305 848 33 35. Valerie, it seems that you wanted to add something.
Yes, we also had another partner that was for two of our projects, New Horizon Community Mental Health Center on 36th Street. And they were an amazing partner, and they have a lot of therapists and counselors who speak Creole and that are very much integrated in the Haitian community. And they're local and have done an amazing job. Also, you talked about people not being able to afford some of the services. They provide services on a sliding scale. So what I would say to anybody, if you think you need mental health services, don't be afraid to reach out, and don't let money be an impediment to you taking care of your mental health. And again, it's New Horizons Community Mental Health Center, and they're on 36th Street. Their phone number is 305-635 7444, and they've been an amazing partner in the work that ACR and RER has been doing over the last 3 years in the mental health space.
Ok, li din tou ke gen on lot partner ki yo travay ansama avel ki gen ofisyo nan 36e rue, 36th Street, ebyen nou kapab rele yo, yo kapab rele yo nan 305 635 7444, ebyen mba nou deux numéros si jodi a, ebyen on pense que santé mentale ou besoin aide ansama avel pour un ami, pour un famille, ebyen li important que nous rele organisation sa yo ki gen aide ki disponible pour nous. Et organisation ça on est capable de contacter dans 305 848 33 35 305 635 74 44. For those of you that speak English, I will repeat. If you feel like you need to take care of your mental well-being for yourself or for others, or it just happened that you need somebody that is close to you is ill mentally, please feel free to reach out to those numbers 305-848-3335, 305-848-3335, and 305-635-7444. And we're talking about two great organizations. We have one is Thriving Mind, and the other one,
New Horizons Community Mental Health Center.
New Horizon Community Center. So,
you know, Marcusson, one of the things that I love about the work that ACR and RER...
Babe, for my wife watching, I have a new name, Marcusson. That's okay. I'm just messing with you. That's fine. It's Markinson, but that's okay.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. So part of what I love about the work that ACR and RER does is that, yes, they raise the awareness about mental health services, and they actually also provide services to teens in that space. But in everything that they do, they connect people to resources so that you can get local, culturally competent services. And I love that about both organizations.
No, it is empowering to have people that understand the culture, that speaks the language, especially when you have to deal with mental behavior. It is rooted in the people's culture, and sometimes history. We really are approaching the end of the show. It's 6:48. Let's take a last commercial break. If you're ready, let me know. Okay, we will take it before we get back to you.
Mes amis, machine ou ap conduit ka solide, c'est vrai, mais si ou pas bal soin, la camper bon route avec ou. Et puis ou ap bal côté tout non, Bogota, à la main, nous même dit le traite parce qu'on par contre qu'il est la blague. Mes amis, coupez ça sec. Relais car clinique dans 305 757 94 75 ou soit passé dans 77 51 Nord-Ouest 7e avenue. Dans car clinique, yo fait mécanique générale qui donc pas gain problème machine dans kabaou qui pas joindre solution dans car clinique. Relais 305 757 94 75. Apprenez ça. Même jour qu'on a besoin de boire de l'eau à manger, machine n'a qu'on a besoin de changer l'huile. Et guidez-le, c'est un tune-up li besoin. Ou qu'on a cap pour docteur, pas vrai? Alors, imagine, li pas qu'on parle, n'a pris avantage. Avec 40 ans de l'expérience professionnelle dans la clinique, qu'on l'engage machine yo bien. Avec bon équipement, haute technologie, y a bon ça sous deux chaises. Relais 305 757 94 75. Est-ce que machine a un bon moteur?
Wap tande 360 degrés média.
Again, welcome back, and this commercial break was brought to you by the Knight of Columbus. We are back. I will say before we reach the end, we will definitely need Commissioner Melissa, to talk a little bit about her municipality. But before we do that, let's end the session because, we have to separate private entity and public entity. So,
you know it.
So therefore, before we go to the public entity, because she wear several hats. So from there, she's here as the marketing firm, the consulting marketing firm. We will stay on that, but before she goes, we will switch. Okay. Anything that you think the community should know about what you do and what your company does?
For me specifically, I am a part of this project. I'm one of the developers of the program. And what I would like to do is more broadly talk about what RER is going to do next, which is the iteration of expanding what we would call community wellness. And we're going to be working with the City of Miami. And we're looking at some really key constructs about what we can do, and it goes back to what you said, what you can do on a daily basis. We're looking at mindfulness, nutrition, how do you think, how do you move, how do you work through your everyday life, and how does that impact your mental health and wellness. And we're going to be working through all 5 districts at the City of Miami, bringing these kinds of constructs, but we're looking at community wellness and mental wellness as a whole. So look out for that, and we should be in your community within the next few months.
That's what I was about to say, because I was about to talk about the City of North Miami, the City of North Miami Beach. Vice Mayor Mary Smith will be very jealous. You have not said what. Mayor Alex Dezume will be very, what about North Miami? I don't want that.
Well, our goal is to bring this throughout the nation, and we have done a program throughout the county.
May I have a commitment for North Miami and North Miami Beach next, after Miami, or at the same time?
We were in North Miami. Weren't we just there last week with the Hush film?
Yes, you said that, but you said it's another program. It's about nutrition. It's about other things. Right?
Yeah, we will be looking to do work with North Miami and throughout, we would say South Florida, but we're also looking to span throughout the state and as well as the country, because what we do know is mental health and wellness is what we would call a global construct. And so our goal is to be everywhere where people are, so we will be in North Miami doing the work.
And North Miami Beach.
And North Miami Beach doing the work.
Okay, I'm an ambassador for those cities, I don't know.
I love it. Look out for your people. Look out for your people, man.
Definitely. Happening, right? What do you think that people should do regarding, their mental well-being?
Definitely reach out for help and know that it's okay to ask for help. We focus on the social and emotional well-being of our people, whether it's the youth, whether it's adults. So we want everyone to know that you have a resource. There is someone there for you.
Okay, thank you. Melissa Dunn. I said Melissa. Melissa Dunn. What is the last word that you would like to say regarding what your firm do?
Well, I could tell you this. I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to work with mission-driven organizations like ACR and RER that are committed to creating pathways for wellness for the entire, for the community. And I love when I work with organizations that are committed to making the world better. And, if you want to learn more about ACR, which is Amplified Community Resources, you can go to amplifiedcommunityresources.org. There is a plethora of information. We have a program called Teen Talk South Florida that really connects young people and help them to understand their emotions, particularly as it relates to building relationships with the police.
Is that an app?
No, it is a program.
Entire program.
It's an entire program. And we'll have to come back so that we can tell you about that program. But it's really great work that ACR is doing, not just around the work that we just concluded in the city of North Miami, but what we're doing with teenagers around South Florida. It's powerful work.
Okay, wonderful. Now let's switch. Can you play something just for a second? Something like that.
Wap tande 360 degrés média.
Yes, Welcome, Commissioner Melissa Dunn.
It's such a pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you. Commissioner Melissa, you're a commissioner. Could you present yourself as a commissioner, which municipality that you represent?
Sure. I am Commissioner Melissa P. Dunn. I'm one of the 5 elected officials in the city of Lauderhill, which is located in the heart of central Broward County. My city is a city of about 74,000 people. 12% of our population is from the Haitian community. And we are committed to working together to make Lauderhill the best place to live, learn, work, play, do business, and raise a family.
How are we doing that?
Well, I am doing that in a number of ways. I really do believe that government can't move the needle by ourselves, right? We can't change things by ourselves. We have to do it in partnership with residents, partnership with faith-based organizations, partnership with business, nonprofits. Everybody has a role to play in making the community that we all want to see. And so I have an initiative called the Lauderhill Health and Prosperity Partnership with over 85 partners working together to address some of the challenges that we face. So, for example, a teenager who is in high school can sit at the table, right? Because they can help with a campaign that I have called Plastic-Free Lauderhill, right? They can help with practicing mindfulness and promoting peace in their school. So there's a role for everyone to play.
Okay, wonderful. Eh bien, li di nou li se Commissioner Melissa Dunn, eh bien, li nan ville Lauderhill. Et ville ça, li a servi à peu près 75,000, it's 75,000 residents, 74,000, 74,000 résidents. Eh bien, li content que li gen yon population, li gen yon communauté haïtienne que le capable estimer à environ 12%. 12%, eh bien, c'est déjà beaucoup. Eh bien, il dit que li créer des programmes pour que communauté ça yo capable participer et créer policy tout pour que yo capable qui a encadré toute communauté et mettre moun yo ensemble. Li gagner programme que le fait ensemble avec jeunes yo pour le montrer comment jeunes yo comment yo ta supposé comment yo capable agir interaction que yo capable gagner ensemble avec police et plastic free Lauderhill. Dans ce sens nous pral poser l'autre question. Earlier today you told me about something new that you're coming because you know you will have some type of health fair or
so
what is it about?
On June 3rd, which is next Saturday.
Oh, 3 juin.
Yes, we are hosting at 7 a.m. our Lauderhill Walk for Peace, where we are going to be meeting at the Lauderhill Police Department on Oakland Park Boulevard. And we're going to stand together, shoulder to shoulder, to promote peace in Lauderhill, to advocate for an end to gun violence, and to create a sense of personal responsibility that each of us have in order for us to have a peaceful community. So, for example, the way how you deal with your coworkers, that's promoting peace. The way that you deal with each other and your family, your neighbors, that's promoting peace. And of course, demanding that the criminals put down their guns. That's what we're going to be doing on the 3rd of June, 7 a.m. We're going to walk from the Lauderhill Police Department to City Hall. And then I'll tell you what happens after that, because I know you're going to translate.
We don't have much time. A lot of people speak English. At least they understand, or they have family members that can translate for them. And time is so pressing. What else that you're doing?
So once we get to City Hall, I'm going to do a press conference where we're going to be talking about new technology that the city has acquired to reduce crime and how we are, through the Lauderhill Health and Prosperity Partnership, addressing crime at its root cause. Then we're going to go into a community resource fair where we'll have free health screenings. We'll have Career Source Broward that has job openings, so you can literally apply for a job at the event. If you need help with rental assistance, we'll have somebody there that will help you get access to that service. Additionally, if you are a Lauderhill resident and you attend the event and visit at least 5 vendors, you can be entered into a drawing to win $1,500 towards your rent or mortgage, or $500 towards your water bill.
OK. Eh bien, pour moun qui ça définitivement pour moun qui c'est résident Lauderhill, eh bien Commissioner Melissa Dunn dit nous eh bien li invite nous capable venir dans yon health and resource career fair côté que a gagné soin santé n'a marché sorti depuis dans City Hall là, sorti depuis dans département la police là, rivé dans City Hall Lauderhill là et après ça a bien travail tout, gain compagnie qui a engagé mon nom de spot sous pas travail ou gen doit aller et si qu'on sont résident même ou ouais avec 522 c'est-à-dire passer sous table 522 a bien une opportunité pour que capable payer loyer pour vous river jusqu'à $1,500 par mois $1,500 pour mois. Is it a one time 1,500 or is it
Well, listen, I wish I had the budget for that. No, it's one time. But listen, having 1 month where you don't have to pay your rent or mortgage, that could be a big help for a lot of families.
It will be a huge impact. Okay. So it was such a pleasure to have Commissioner Melissa Dunn, and it's definitely the end of our interview. Thank you for the documentary, Ms. Valerie, and thank you for being here. And this is the first time. It is not the last time. And I will say mental health or mental well-being, it's a continuous target, in order to really input that in the tradition and the culture of Caribbean, especially I will say Haitian, because it's not what we do on a daily basis. Thank you. See you next Sunday for another edition of 360 Degree Media. And let me announce to you our next guest will be for Sunday will be none other than Councilwoman Cassandra Timothée from District 2 of the city of North Miami. Thank you and see you next Sunday. Bye.